Belly fat is really easy to gain and can seem impossible to lose. But it can actually be quite simple and easy as long as you know what you're doing. I struggled to lose my belly for years, but eventually I did it, and along the way I learned some secrets that today I'm going to share with you that will hopefully help you lose your own belly. So let's get straight into it. But why is belly fat so stubborn in the first place? Firstly, for men especially, our bodies have a preference to store fat around our belly area because of our hormones. Men naturally have higher testosterone levels and lower estrogen levels, which means our bodies don't like storing fat around our hips or our legs and prefer to store it around our belly, which is the reason why it makes it so hard to lose and so easy to gain. Genetics play a huge factor in where your fat is distributed though. Some people are luckier and store most of their fat around their legs and their arse, and others are unlucky and store most of their fat in their face and their belly. Unfortunately, I'm one of those people, and it's just our genetics. We simply cannot change that. Age is another uncontrollable factor. As we age, our hormone levels change and our metabolism slow down, making it harder to lose persistent belly fat. But before I get into how you can lose your belly fat, let me debunk a few bullshit myths that I can guarantee that you've heard before. Firstly, all of those 10-minute ab routines that claim to burn body fat are absolute BS. Yes, you are building your abs, but you cannot spot reduce fat, meaning the fat will still be covering the abs that you're building. You also may have heard that apple cider vinegar or some kind of detox tea burns belly fat. That's also bullshit. Also, keto and carnivore diets put your body in some fat burning mode. Again, BS. People lose fat because they end up consuming less calories eating those diets, not because meat puts their body in some primal fat burning setting. Trust me, you could do 1,000 crunches a day, take 6 shots of apple cider vinegar and only eat meat. But if you're not in a calorie deficit, you are simply not going to lose belly fat. And that's something you need to understand before I reveal the secrets in the rest of this video. If you are not in a calorie deficit, nothing else will work. Nothing. Now that's cleared up, let me get into what you can do to lose that belly. Most people think cardio is the only solution to losing belly fat, but weight training is actually your secret weapon, and here's why. When you're in a calorie deficit, your body burns tissue as that missing fuel. If you are not weight training, your body is going to burn both fat and muscle. Whereas if you are weight training, you're sending a stimulus to your body that you need that muscle mass, meaning it's only going to burn fat. This is really important because not only do you look better with muscle, muscle burns more calories than fat, meaning the more muscle you have, the more calories your body naturally burns at a resting state. So to prevent muscle loss and to build new muscle, you need to weight train 3 to 4 times a week and aim to hit each major muscle group with a minimum of 16 sets per week. And don't just go to the gym and lift some light weights that you find easy, challenge yourself so you send a clear stimulus and a clear message to your body that it should burn fat and not muscle. Next, you need to eat more protein, but why? Protein is the belly fat fighting macro for 3 reasons. Firstly, it has the highest thermic effect out of all 3 macronutrients, meaning your body burns more calories digesting protein than fat or carbs. Secondly, protein also keeps you fuller for longer, and when you're in a calorie deficit, hunger is the absolute enemy, so protein is your best defense against this. And thirdly, protein is going to aid in both the preservation and the building of muscle whilst you're in a calorie deficit. So you need to make sure you're getting enough protein in your diet. 1 gram of protein per pound of your desired body weight. Meaning if you desire to be 180 pounds, then eat 180 grams of protein per day. And try and get most of your protein from whole food natural sources. 80% should come from eggs, chicken, fish, beef, etc. And 20% you can fill in the gaps with things like protein bars and protein shakes. Next up, everyone's favorite word, cardio. And before you start crying, no, that doesn't mean you need to spend hours on the treadmill. I'm talking about strategic cardio. You need to do 2 things for your cardio. Number 1, 10k steps per day, every day, with no excuses. I am telling you, this will make all of the difference. It burns an extra 300 to 500 calories per day. Secondly, find a form of cardio that is both intense and you enjoy. Mine is Muay Thai, and I do it twice a week, every week, and I burn around 400 calories per hour doing it. Some good options are pretty much any combat sport, so jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, kickboxing, boxing, even karate if you want. If you're more into team sports, you could do something like basketball, football, rugby if you're in England, American football if you're in America, or you could do something like swimming. Just make sure it's something intense and you enjoy it, because that way you're going to burn a lot of calories from it and you're going to stick to it. For example, I wouldn't run because I absolutely hate running and I wouldn't stick to it realistically. So don't do something that you aren't going to stick to. But after you do all of that cardio, don't worry. This next one counteracts it, and it's probably the most underrated secret to burning belly fat of all, and it's sleep. Sleep directly affects your hormone levels, which directly signals to your body where to store fat. So it's really important you prioritize getting a good night's sleep every single night. When you're not getting enough good sleep, your body produces more ghrelin, which is the hormone that makes you feel hungry. And it also produces less leptin, which is the hormone that makes you feel full, meaning that you're going to feel hungry all the time and less satiated by the food that you eat, creating the perfect storm for overeating. Poor sleep also raises another hormone that you really do not want an excess of, cortisol, which directly signals to the body to store more of your fat in your belly, which is why people who have chronic stress tend to have fatter bellies. So you absolutely must prioritize sleep. You should be getting a minimum of 7 hours of sleep, but try to get 8 hours sleep every single night. Pick a sleep schedule and stick to it. Sleep, honestly, it will change every area of your life. The final secret is actually a mental one, but it's absolutely crucial. Stop obsessing over belly fat. Like I said before, where you store belly fat is mostly genetic and you cannot spot reduce fat. So there's no point obsessing over belly fat. You should instead focus on losing overall body fat. As your body fat percentage decreases, so will your belly fat, but it's going to require patience and consistency. And remember, the last bit of belly fat is often the most stubborn bit, so just stay consistent. Stay in a calorie deficit, use all of these secrets I've given you, and I guarantee you that belly fat will melt away. And just keep in your head that everything I've just told you will not work unless you are in a calorie deficit, so make sure you nail that. If you have any questions, feel free to drop me a DM on Instagram. The link will be in the description. You can also sign up to my new email list where I'm going to send you weekly fat loss tips for free. And if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, if you want to speed all of this up and get in the best shape of your life before summer, and summer's coming soon, book a call with me and we can have a chat and see if we'd be a good fit to work together. Other than that, I hope this video helped. Leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.